Alright, so anyway, welcome back to Vinci Yu-Gi-Oh! Sorry for not having a video up in a while, but I am back here with a deck profile. Yesterday I went to locals, for a tournament, and I did great with Gustos. Essentially, I got second place. I won, and then I lost once. Pretty decent. Beat Mermails. That was a pretty big thing. Somehow I did that. So first of all, I'll just go ahead and get started on that. So first of all, in the Gusto deck, you use 3 Gusto Eagles. Basically, all the Gustos, they search each other. The Eagle, when it's destroyed by battle, search for you special a level 4 or lower non-tuner Gusto from the deck. Then 2 Guldos. Honestly, you should be using 3 Guldos, but I'm actually missing one right now. So 2 Guldos actually worked out pretty good. There were, of course, times where I was wishing I had 3. Then is Winda, Priestess of Gusto. She's good, she needs to be in your possession when she's destroyed in order to get her effect. By far, Guldo's the best searcher, most versatile, but as he searches both of these, she's good. Pretty much got to run her in 3. I've seen some profiles where she's ran in 2, but I think 3 is needed. Then Kamui, essentially he's Winda, but he's a flip effect, so you can activate it on your turn should you need to. Which, if you happen to keep him alive, you can do that, and you get him, another monster, and then you can normal that, so you get quite a few plays off. I do not have any Caams, which this deck is good with it, but I do use one Musto Oracle of Gusto as the level 4 non-tuner Gusto. He's pretty great. He actually he negates effects by shuffling a Gusto from the grave back to the deck. He actually stopped Zen mains, which is great. I actually used him to get over Zen mains yesterday. So yeah, that's great. That's all for the actual Gustos. Next are the supports, which are 2 Psychic Jumpers, which basically he's a targetable creature swap for 1,000, and then just 1 Seren to search him out. Yeah, I honestly don't think more than 1 Seren's needed. These guys are great at 2. In testing, they're great at 2. Yeah, you can just pull that off. Next engine I run is a little different, but it works out nonetheless. 2 Junk Synchron, because his effect, you can normal it, bring out one of the level 2 non-tuner Gustos, either the Winda or the Kamui, and then make a level 5 Synchro from off there. Pretty great. To combo with that, 2 Rykos, because a lot of the times you will want to ditch Gustos in order to have fuel for the effects. So milling 3 is not bad. And he is level 2, so he does work with Junk Synchron. He is light, so him plus Junk Synchron equals this. I never made this at locals, mostly because I just got this card, but essentially setting a Ryko, it getting flipped, milling 3 if it's destroyed by battle, Junk Synchron it back, make a level 5, and your grave is set up for BLS. So those are all the monsters I run. Next to the spells, just 1 Dark Hole, self-explanatory, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. 3 is not really good in this build. 2 is fine. Then 1 Book of Moon. I feel that these are the new staples. So Book of Moon, just good. From there, 2 Pot of Dualities. Not 3, because I didn't want to limit myself too much, and I honestly couldn't find the room for 3. And yeah, 2 just works great. Duality, set a Gulldo, and then set everything else. From there, 2 Forbidden Lances. Mostly this is not used in Gustos, but it does help because the main synchro you make is only 2200, so you pretty much lance, and if they bring out anything over that, you bring it down. If by chance they want to torrential an Egul for some reason, you have to chain lance to Egul, and he goes from 200 to 0, which isn't too bad because it's almost nothing. I think creature swap, which is honestly a staple in Gustos, because you pretty much just give them your weak little Eagles or Guldos, and then you destroy them. It doesn't work with Winda, but essentially it's good. You pretty much have to use it. And they're the 2 Miracle Synchro Fusions, which you use this to bring out one of the big bosses in the extra deck. I'll show you that later, but it is good, of course. If you do ever want to set it, you will draw a card off of it if your opponent destroys it, which I did that almost all the time. Then the Teleconnect Power Well. Essentially, this is Rekindling, but for level 2 or lower psychics. You do take damage from it, but it is a quick play, and they don't get banished during the end phase. So that's essentially good, although if you are low on life points, it's no good, but very, very interesting tech. Then just 1 Contact with Gusto. You pretty much just shuffle 2 Gustos from the grave back to the deck, and it's pretty cool. And of course I love this one because I have a dual terminal. Yeah. Next for traps, pretty easy. All 1-ofs, Mirror Force, Torrential, Bottomless, Compulse, Chain, and then these are 2-ofs, the Deep Prison. Really nothing to say about that. Next for the extra deck, 1 Gusto Phoenix. Because you do have a lot of level 2s, and a lot of the stuff you make is wind, so this can get in for pretty big damage if it attacks twice, or if you make one of your bigger ones attack twice. Especially Sphreez, that's good. Gusto Falcos, I honestly never make this really, but it's there for the option. It is a level 4, so it can help you make bigger stuff, essentially, should you need to. It does give a boost when it's summoned of 600 to all Gustos, but it's subpar. Then is the good one you want to use, the Gusto Falcos, which essentially you make this Junk Synchron or Kamui, and yeah, bring this out. It pops monsters by shuffling 2 Gustos back to the deck, so honestly very good. It is only 2200, so not exactly the best, but you do kind of want to make it because then you're set up for the big boss monster at the end. Then 1 Catastor, self-explanatory, it's good. Junk Warrior, you honestly don't need Junk Warrior, but it's there for the option. Shouldn't probably use TG Hyper Librarian, but it's there for the option. This one is a very interesting tech, Frozen Fitzgerald. It requires a Dark Tuner and a non-tuner beast, so you can make this with Ryko and Junk Synchron. It's very interesting. It's a very beefy 25-25 attack and defense. When it declares an attack, your opponent can't activate it, so it's safe from Mirror Force, safe from Dimensional Prison, and the odd Sakuretsu armor should you run into that. It is great. If it gets destroyed, it will come back if you discard a card and there's nothing else. But very, very interesting and very good and fun to use. The Gusto Sphreez, I honestly should be using 2 of these because it's so good, but at the moment 1 is working just fine. It's great, it can't be destroyed by battle. Your opponent takes all the damage from any Gustos, from any battles involving Gusto monsters. So essentially you can OTK if their thing's big enough, if their monster is big enough, and if you have a like the small Egul and Gusto Gulldo and so on and so on. Yes. Then for another level 6 to replace this Sphreez is a Gaia Charger, or not Gaia Charger, Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, should I run into anything Skill Drain or anything like the Chain or whatever, because he has no effect. For level 7s, Psychic Life Transfer, just because it's a Psychic Synchro and that will come in handy. You can use the effect to banish and gain life points, but you almost never really do that. This guy fills space, but he's still pretty decent. He lets you control face downs that your opponent doesn't use during the end phase by banishing a wind. You can pop them. It's essentially that what's Light Ray thing, but in Synchro Gusto form. Colossal Fighter, this should be a Stardust, but Fighter is working great. 1 Scrap Dragon, because you can make interesting combos with this, destroying your Gulldo and getting a search off of that, since it's the thing that happens last. And the thing you've all been waiting for, the boss monster, Ultimate Axon Kicker. It's a fusion monster. It requires a Psychic Synchro and a non-tuner Psychic. It is 2900, inflicts piercing, you gain life points, and it can't be destroyed by card effects. It's very, very good. Very, not too difficult to bring out, you just need to draw the right cards at the right moment. But it steals games. It can steal games. It did when I was at locals. So anyway, that is pretty much it for the deck profile. I will try and have a lot more up soon, so please continue to subscribe and like, and leave comments and everything. See ya.